Hi everybody. Today we'll have one special session in training, orientation from come training. So we'll be learning something about clarity today. So everybody, I'm so happy to welcome all of you. You might have been somewhere else on this evening. Might be many of you have just arrived from office just like me, so that is why I got late. I started very late from office, and so I reached late. So I work from office. In between, I take one metro for one station. So that is why I'm a bit late. So there are some ground rules for which, like say, if you have 90 minutes of time during which I'll explain everything, it'll take 90 minutes. So if you don't have 90 minutes with you, you can just leave right now. So that is very blunt of me, but what use taking half the knowledge? So that is what. But I'd like you to stay back if you want to learn something. Any word, anything might change your life, and that is quite possible because that is how my life has changed. And new ideas and new thing has come up, new kind of thought process has come up because life and time is changing very fast, right? So that is what, and the questions will put towards the end so that we can complete, the flow is not disrupted. So with that, let me try sharing the PPT. So this is the PPT. Let me do it full screen so that each of you can have. So this is about 3 secret tools to have a miraculous mindset that brings in clarity, fulfillment, and accelerated growth. So do you agree with me that clarity is very essential towards any step forward? Plus, it gives you fulfillment. Today, I was talking to one of my colleagues, and he was saying we should have something. hmm, um, we should wish, desire for something and tell the universe that it is that or something more better. But since we haven't decided what should be more better than whatever we have wished, so it is very difficult for us to recognize that thing also. So some kind of anticipation we need to do. So today we'll try to focus on clarity part of these three aspects. And you know why I call this as miraculous mindset, because that is the primary thing, which is why you will have this clarity onwards, and you get more and more growth. So, so who this is for all the people, all the working professional. I actually train working professional, but anybody who is stuck and feeling unfulfilled, this training is for them. And my solution is resourceful influencing. For this, you need to be resourceful, and with that, that should be sufficiently uh, spectacular to influence somebody. And what is resourceful influencing is about utilizing existing resources. That is what resourcefulness is. And in an optimum way, that is what management is. So resourceful management, but with resourceful management, this will be influencing. Being resourceful under multiple circumstances is influence. So that is how people start knowing you, that it is not that only that circumstances that she has been resourceful about, but she has a knack of being resourceful. And the truths are, in the COVID situation, what happened, it is the resourceful person who was retained. The highly academically skilled person and highly educated person with great degrees, they were laid off because business was not running as usual. So it is a resourceful person ultimately. That is what Tony Robbins also says. So the resourceful person wins recognition and growth, and resourcefulness creates resilience, because you now enthused to do more and more, right? So today I was very happy. Uh, for there were multiple ideas coming into my mind. I'll show that in this PPT slides also. And resilience overcomes frequent struggles. So if you have lot many ideas, then you won't struggle. Objections and problems, challenges will be there, but you will overcome them because you are resourceful now. You have multiple solutions for various of situations, and you can do the permutation combination and win over anything. And struggles unravels relevance. If there is no struggle, if, your relevance will not be there. Unless there would have been COVID, these people who are ordinarily educated, they won't have been recognized. And staying relevant for a sufficient amount of time will not cause the burnout, and that is the trick to reach beyond. If you know and still persevere, be consistent, and you are enjoying the work as well, that makes you win ultimately. So the influence path starts from the bottom up. It is about recognizing how you are differentiated yourself from the rest of the crowd. Second is you do win-win situations, so that is how it brings admiration to you, and people started getting impressed. And because you never give up and you are resilient over anything, you are persevering, your credibility is built. And once credibility is established, your growth is obvious, right? This is the influence path. And the three secrets, which you can call as the tools also, is about managing self. The first is reality check, which is about managing self. Resilience is about how people perceive us, that is managing people. And reach beyond is managing time, which means you can't go on endlessly being resilient. And what do you do with your being uniqueness? You have to do something relevant, right? So you manage your time, your lifetime. So that has to be strategically put, right? It cannot be without planning. You need to plan about that. And how, even if you do those three things, then also there are four aspects in our personality itself, which differentiates again you from the rest. Sachin Tendulkar gets differentiated from others, Dhoni gets differentiated from others, Virat Kohli gets differentiated from other cricketer is because of their uh, attitude, which defines their personality, habits, because they have winning habits, which is strengthens their credibility, action, consistent, persistent action enhances dependability. They are very dependent on the crisis situation, and perception creates reality. So, how you perceive the situation, if you are losing, you have a defeated mindset, then you are already losing, right? So, if you have a very optimistic approach, then your reality also will be created like that. And all these four creates your market value. Do you agree with me? So what happens when you are resourceful? So a resourceful person, ordinarily, they look for reward, expertise, salary raise, promotion, opportunity, recognition, incentive, and growth, of course. But there is something beyond growth, leadership growth, which is entrepreneurship. This is the blueprint. You differentiate yourself, you establish credibility with resilience, then you influence the people, and then you become prominent. That is how you achieve prominence. So these are the four steps. Middle two is about resilience. Resilience and influence goes together. And these four aspects, which again differentiates you, adds value to you, is the perception, action, habit, and attitude. So attitude, habit, action, person, I call them as AHAP catalyst. And this is how you differentiate and achieve 3x growth. And this is what resource influencing tool is. So resourceful mindset has these four characteristics. Existing opportunity, they recognize wherever it is, no matter how difficult the situation is, they kind of recognize the opportunity then and there. Then the second is ongoing difficulty. Um, Whatever difficulty that is there, they find the resourcefulness even there. Strength and weaknesses they identify, and accordingly they are prepared. Not only theirs, but of the teammates also. So accordingly they are prepared, and they leverage or complement or supplement the team members and create a great result. So that is what resourceful mindset is. And they don't reinvent the wheel. Whatever is a proven discipline, they follow that. So they don't waste their time in reinventing the wheel. So this is a resourceful mindset is. And what do they do ordinarily, regularly? They do, they observe themselves, reflect on what is wrong, what is right under a certain situation, what went wrong and what went well. They always reflect on that, rectify whatever was wrong, and tweak the success principles so that they can win in another situation also. Because problem challenges won't come the same way every time. So that is why the tweaking is necessary, and they create daily ways. They don't wait for months and years to have the success. Success is everyday affair with this resourceful mindset person, and they journal them regularly so that they can create evidence for themselves of success. So their mind gets charged up. They know that this person is winning, so create lot more. So that is what I call when I call that this is a miraculous mindset, right? My backstory is I have trained 18,000 professionals so far, impacted 1 crore lives since 2008, and whoever I have trained, they have independently taking their decisions. They don't require hand holding all the time. Once done, they are done forever. They are leaders forever. And in every person, whether literate or illiterate, there is two skills at least inherent, inborn, right? Which can be leveraged to create more capability. So that is what I am. My capability, my authority about the subject is. And why I am doing this? Because it is a little bit difficult for original thinkers, innovators, and change makers to survive the onslaught of people who are routine oriented. Right? These people, when they always bring new ideas, and that is how they also face resistance. So, how to maintain this positivity, creativity, and become more? That is why I have come. Because 90% of people, when I travel in buses, trains, they complain about their workplace issues, whether it is directly proportionate, directly happening in their workplace or not. They're creating, they're creeping, complaining, right, and wasting their energy. That is where I come in, because they require just little reorientation, little guidance to do more. And my mission is to impact 1 billion lives with 1 lakh super performing global players. I am not going to do it alone, right? So I need people. So all those people, whoever is super performing global players in 139 countries, that is a number I have kept for myself, because that is how I can cover the entire globe with multi-billion-dollar enterprise. It has to be sustainable. People are not doing only sacrificing work, social work. It is a sustainable model of when we help others, then we help ourselves, and it creates a sustainability model of abundance, right? So that is my mission. And my system is called Resourceful Influencers Club. Those people who are willing to get trained along with me, those people will be called as, they will be taken into Resourceful Influencer Club. Past experience of resourcefulness I knew because I attended one HR policy workshop where I was from the smallest institution, and other people were there were bigger institutions as well. So when it came to present the HR policy, respective HR policy, I didn't have one. My organization didn't have one. So I took a few hours and I um, designed HR policy and presented. So it was highly appreciated. So that is when I don't come from an HR background, sorry. I come from mathematics background, technical background, and I didn't have any idea. But I used my resourcefulness, my common sense, and I prepared this HR policy, which was hugely appreciated. So that is when I knew that I can do many things. And when it comes to about cribbing and employee dissatisfaction, the studies say that salary relationship with boss, work condition, supervision relationship with peers are the major reasons why employees are dissatisfied. And when employees become dissatisfied, they actually decide to quit. But the more senior the people, the more time it takes for them to get one opportunity. So it takes about 3 to 5 years. So the freshers, like say the less experienced, they get usually within 2 to 4 weeks they get another opportunity. A bit senior people get within 3 to 6 months. 50 to 60% employees get within 18 months. But the more senior who actually contribute to the organizational growth, who are actually the think tanks, they take 3 to 5 years to get similar or better opportunities. And they perform, their productivity is within 20%. So when they are performing at 20%, their productivity is going down and their result also is going down, right? They are not doing any good to themselves. So then I did a market research. Why such a thing is happening? And I saw that the listed issues are in the left side, which the world recognizes. But in the right side, these are the issues which actually affect these people. Which is why, because of these issues, personality, mindset issues, those are the reasons why they were not able to perform at the workplace. And there are certain issues which actually compounded because of these personal issues. So, and they have this fear and personality mostly, which has affected their family life, their social life, their workplace life. So, broadly, these are 10 areas: life decisions, work decisions, competition, communication, confidence, colleagues, learning a new skill, requirement of a new skill, big vision, managing time, fail forward. These are the categories with which there anybody, whoever is getting stuck, he is suffering from one or more areas of these 10 only. How to deal with this? So these are few of my experiences. We will talk about that a bit later. Um, I did this 44 lakh women in 2 months in Rajasthan were enumerated because I had a team of 12,000 and I helped them. I trained them and took them into 12,000 means lot of issues, right? Lot of personal issues and lot of friction and everything. Everybody will not be, some of them was more senior to me. So I trained them. How did I do that? Right? And my team members and seniors were very appreciative of all those things. How when everybody is like say juggling with their work, how come you have so much of free time? It was planning, of course. Then I went to Meghalaya, where we established 239 kiosks under National E-Governance Plan, and the data card, because the ordinary broadband was not working there. So I recognized data card and VSAT as the communication tools to connect the local computers into the server. And I did business plan because these kiosks were manned by youth, young people who have to generate their revenues to take the profit into themselves. So they needed a business plan. That is what I did. After that, I went to Bandhavgarh, which was a food scarce. People didn't have food after 3 months. So what did I do there? So there, within 4 years of time, that area became food sufficient. We also broke mustard production record. We did SRI, some innovation, some tools I did, with which we broke mustard production record. We invented 3 SRI systems. We applied into paddy, wheat, and mustard, and 500 women were mobilized into a federation, and they were in two clusters. One was Manpur cluster, another is Tala cluster. And they won 17 awards in 4 years, despite being, besides being food sufficient in 4 years of time, just 4 years. People are complaining, right? So after 70 years of independence, also we have not overcome hunger, but we did it in 4 years. And the then Chief Minister of Gujarat was our Prime Minister, the present Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. It was the year 2013 when he recognized these farmers, these ladies, and he had felicitated them with 50,000 cash award. Then another lady won one cash award of 1.5 lakh from CII, Confederation of Indian Industries, and she was given the award by the then Industry Minister, Mr. Anand Sharma. Another farmer won MS Swaminathan Research Foundation Award. Another lady won an award from the Andhra Pradesh governor. And this is my colleague in my team. He was saying uncanny talent to spot talent in others. So this is another colleague of mine who is now the CEO of the present farmer producer organization. And these were few awards that I won, and these come under prominence, that you can say I also helped my organization win some distinct awards. This was from ICICI Foundation, that is the then chairman of ICICI. And then I revived a dead watershed in Khuti district of Jharkhand. And this is my second rank person. She was an executive. She joined as an executive, but now she is handling the HR department. So she is Moni Mandal. So I empowered her. And so what we'll do is clarity, right? So we'll take some example, like what happens, like say invisible uniqueness. People don't recognize you, and you also reject yourself, right? How do you do? What do you do when such a thing happens? You know, so there are few choices. You will have, you can say, um, complain about it all the time, or else you find out how you can grow, right? So if you take that choice, then there is no dearth of work. People will forget that you had done something, you had failed somewhere, right? They will start recognizing whatever contribution you are doing. So allow them to behave the way they want, but you focus on your growth only. The second is, this is hero story. So you fail sometime. If you are focusing on your growth, then obviously you will be recognized sometime or other. So that story you can document. Then the boss is very insecure at times, so you can be a king. You can allow the boss to boss, micromanage, but you can be the greatest mm, aid of the boss. Rather than being in conflict, you can always be support the boss to take the credit, because he will come back. Why he will come back is, you know, because he is dependent on you. You are the person who is doing the work, so you have the insights. field insights you will have. Maybe he will create a very good report and he will take all the credit. Allow him to take the credit. Get the work done. If you are the person who is in charge, get the work done. Whatever your position is, do that. That is the clarity I want to bring in. Maybe many of you will not like agree with me, but pull into aligning. When you join a workplace newly, people will come lot of politics. There will be bullying as well. So win over them, support somebody, always be on the lookout how to help those people. That is the best way to win over them rather than being in conflict. Don't bother about how they don't take into be thick skinned. Then get over a major reason of restlessness. If you are thinking right, taking right decisions, that restlessness will not come. You can overcome that. And how can you do that is 90 days goals. Always put yourself into goals, different goals. And those goals will be like, say, I say, what do you want to achieve in say after 90 days? So that one you focus and focus on your work again. Keep like say what every day you will do. The more detailed plan you will have, at least you will have something, a path for yourself on which to go and focus on work. It is easier said than done, but you can always make this habit and be indifferent to the negative situations, negative challenges. Don't take to heart. You are here to contribute. You are not here to be recognized. Recognition comes on their own. If you go after recognition, it will not come. So focus on your work. This shining glory, creating a positive story. Every day, whatever situation happens, no matter how negative, that is an opportunity to learn. Somebody criticizes, that person teaches you something, right? You are registering something, and that person is no in conflict with you. So something you are, some insights you are getting. For different people, it will be different. But if you choose to be positive, then how do you behave? No matter what. So you don't give away your power to another person, right? Then hitting bull's eye, observe any incidents to be bringing an insight to you. Always focus on the insight. In negative, challenging situation, something obstructing you. Everything. Focus. Hitting bull's eye, right? Changing a troublesome person to your best supporter. So I have worked in field. So many people, there are two kind of people. Normally, I worked in microfinance scenarios. So what has happened is many people are there. There will be two parties. Some people will find whatever I am doing or whatever work is being done to be in their favor, to their advantage. Some other category of people will be there who will think that it is going against them. So, how can you create a win-win situation? Again, you are focusing on positivity, right? You are focusing on positivity, and that positivity will bring you solutions. Lot of alternative as to how you will behave with those people because you are thinking win-win, how to bring advantage to those people. Nobody is here, Dushman of yours, because you are here to work, contribute. Second is focus on the right action. This is what I have been saying. Focus on the right action. Whenever a person saying, my colleague was saying something, his colleagues, they are recognizing each other and they are not listening to you all the time. All my many clients of mine say like this. What was the right thing to do? If you have focused, you will not have this complaint. Then proactive and productive. Build credibility. As I have defined, credibility is something which will come to your fore irrespective of who you are. So many, if you are handling all those negative situations, everybody is watching you, right? If you are handling it with a smile, a laugh, you are able to enjoy your situation, then people will come to you. How you are able to do this, right? That is the best way to build credibility. And when you are experienced enough and you have specialized in 5 things, then that is the time to consolidate all those 5, right? As I can say from my experience, I did some agriculture, I did some technology, I help people get over their food crisis, I did data analysis, all those things. What I have found is I am very good at facilitating, right? Everybody, to explain things to everybody. So between two people, there is difficulty in communication because those people don't know the common parlance. Where, like say, they don't approach the problem. They are very kind of single way. What you can say? Um, they are only focused on how they can achieve, and everybody else is creating a trouble. When very few people find a common solution wherein they can leverage the other person's resources as well, right? So consolidate that. So that is what I have found for myself, and so I am going on, helping people, bringing in many stakeholders to the same table, and explaining the advantage each can take from each other, right? So you can also have that. You can also find out that particular thing which is missing, which will take time for others to recognize. But if you are always focusing on your strength point, you will always create solutions for everybody. Next is continue to build that identity, that integrated expertise that you have built. Continue on that path. Ensure being leadership material. So you are taking charge. You are taking always the charge. So prove that time and again. So these are few scenarios when you can like say how it happens in office and other things. So these are the few. What happens when extreme negativity happens? So with me, what happened was in 2010, after that Meghalaya experience, the company collapsed. So I had to switch over to another company, a sister company, of course, sidelined for promotion twice. That is why I switched over to another company. In 2015, when I was sidelined for this thing, I went to Jharkhand and revived and it did water. That is what. So I used my time very constructive. In 2009 and 2016, because I was in field, but I was not given a budget. What did I do? I formulated some development thing. So whoever has that budget, they can utilize. So because I have invented that, the nitty gritty was known to me. So I developed my growth all the time without knowing. It doesn't come very easily, but if you are focused, you know your goal, what to be done, what you want to achieve in life, then it becomes very easy to deal with this. It has not come to me very easy. I started my career in 2000 in 1991, and I did all the. I was a very skilled person, but I was not given the leadership position for 12 years. So I transitioned. It was a multinational company. Then I transitioned to a smaller company, simple smaller organization, and from technology I and social research to I came to implementation. Then I went got to a very big company, and these opportunities these didn't come to me like because I gave effort. These came to me because I attracted them. that I can say, because I was naturally transitioning from one stage to the other. So defining moments in my life is leverage other person's capabilities. That creates this after 12 years in work, and lot of conflict at workplace. I knew that it is always very good to leverage that. That saves you a lot of uh, mental unrest and gives you peace of mind. At least you are peaceful, right? Second is, if you start small and build on it, it has a compounding effect. It is four rupees this year, 4 rupees next year. It will not be 8 rupees. It will definitely be more than 8 rupees. So that compounding effect you bring in. Start smaller and build on that. And if you allow the credit to go to somebody else, then you will get a lot done. So if suppose you have worked in say 30 things, and for each thing somebody else has taken credit, but you got the insight of 30 things now, nobody else got, right? So always count on that and be a decision maker, because if you don't allow yourself to take a decision, then after some time you will lose that power to decide, right? So always take a decision. Always. Don't be just indifferent to anything. Just things are happening to you. Just don't allow that thing to happen. Take a decision, make a choice, right? And whatever you are doing, put another 5% extra so that you can achieve as much as possible. Because if you let go now, if you put things halfway, then you anyways have invested time in this, right? So will always would like to count this experience as well. Why not invest another 5% and make it close to 100% as much as possible? Because again, if you try it another time at another place, it will take another 95% to get there, because you are trying to create, you are putting effort. So these defining things you should keep in mind. And some rules I've adopted was, even though I avoided conflict, but I never tried to conform. I always had my own idea, and always I brought those ideas. So anybody is looking for new ideas, I was always there. So I didn't fit in. I was not agreeing. Like say, in addition to the existing ideas, if you have some more ideas, then it always helps. So if you uh, are not fitting in all the time, then you will have this out of box thinking. And distance from negative people, because many people will not like when you bring in lot of ideas. So distance from those negative people, go somewhere else. Let go. Don't carry that negativity in your mind, because after some time that other person is also in a journey, right? He also is gaining, he or she is also gaining knowledge, experience, and that person will come back to you as a friend. Might be allow that opportunity to, that possibility to happen. And when you are trying to work and start, you have started very small, then immediately you might not get result, but that evidence will show up later. As in 2013-14, I was doing beekeeping also, because I was trying to give organic farming, because the farmers were very very poor, right? So my MD and other officers, they were saying you are kind of depriving the farmer from getting more productivity. But after say 6 years later, those same people are doing organic marketing, organic cultivation, organic farming only. Beekeeping was such a thing that beekeeping, they are now doing beekeeping as something indigenous, high value thing, right? So if you don't have an argument, don't argue. Allow for the time to pass, because if you are right, you will always show up. And the fifth thing is no comparison. I'm not comparing. Of course, comparison happens sometimes or other, but when you observe yourself, don't compare, because you are you, right? Yes. And being in the zone. And the energy comes when you are in the be zone, who you are and how you are unique. You are not creating any problem for anybody. You are hustling for yourself only. So you are in be zone. Right. Secret three is reaching beyond. As I said, as soon as you have say five things in your kitty, then start to integrate, because you cannot go on doing separate things, right? So what with my experience, I did 11 farmer organization in Sikkim in 3 years just. Right now, what I am doing affordable housing. 9 crore houses in next out 8 years is my goal, and clean and affordable energy also, because we are polluting our planet very fast. So we need to do something. So I am working on there. And this is social enterprise along with Nobel laureate Mr. Professor Muhammad Yunus. I have been trying to do social enterprise for people who are frequently into natural calamities. And then I no I right now I have got into this online training, because how much I can do going physically, reaching out physically. Digital is the next happening thing. So I have started learning, and here is my super mentor, and he is teaching me here, and he is acknowledging one of the milestone that I have reached. So this is my certificate, and this is one of the 12 mentors that I have. He is from Singapore, and he is I was discussing spirituality with him. These are the 12 mentors that I have, from whom I keep on learning. And this is mentor of the mentors, and with whom I was there for some time. Some thing I got some testimonials from my online friends as well, and I got recognition from my chairman. And this he is the father of microfinance, and I have been recognized by him. So it felt like he is saying you are resourceful. See, he has written, if you can read out, no matter whatever is the platform, you always prove and perform. So here is the curriculum. uh, so this is how you can be resourceful. First is the leadership growth blueprint. How to do reality check. How can you become unshakably productive, empowered, reframing of self-assessment question. You will always, why I am so great, why I am achieving so much. All these things you can learn from here in the course. The course is online, so you can go and learn there using your superpowers, your own superpowers, to reign supreme and gain confidence. The five bonuses along with this is internal patterns, power of within. How to have morning wishes come, morning thoughts, the first thoughts that you have, how to have them come true. Why to build a big team with divergent beliefs and behaviors? Why divergence is essential in your team. Then chase your version 10 with 90 days goal. Whatever big vision that you have, might be you will not be able to achieve with whatever capability you have right now, but you can do so when your version 10 is there. So try to achieve, go to that version 10 as soon as possible, and always have ABC plans for 3 models to execute. How can you can power up within? You will not face, mostly not face any challenges if you have alternative plans. A plan, B plan, C plan. So in case A plan fails, you have 2 more plans to go. So this is where team building also comes in. The more contributing type your team members are, the more plans you have. So allow them to contribute as well. So the third thing is mindfulness, which is what essential of today's training. Miraculous mindset. Design your environment. Discipline having you render winner despite all fallouts in between. So this is like say whatever happens, irrespective of everything, you gain power, right? Soul. So you have the soul search, soul power. Discover the enchantment zone where every event enables you to become more. Don't get attached to anything, any failure, any position, any situation. You get uh, event, and everything allows you to learn more. Call your higher self to rise with gratitude. Everything is for your good only. So we need to. It again I say it is easier said than done. But if you come to the training, you will learn all those things. So intention, attention, and attitude. This will be formulated in such a way that you will easily learn these things. Before this continuous upgrade, you will need continuous upgrade. So run the marathon first to sprint finish. If you can slowly build up your muscle to run marathon, even if it is long distance, then your muscles will be built up with that slow marathon, and so that you can run the super fast sprint, right? Grill and grind to put processes first. It is always the processes which will win. People fail, systems don't fail. So put your systems, which are the processes, raise bar, and with each milestone reached, you are not in competition with anybody else. You are in competition with yourself. So that will allow you to raise your bars, right? And mindset reset. Be positive, face criticism to learn the perspective and frequent and overcome frequent ambiguity. So this is how the process versus result is. Delegate appropriate is you allow the fish to get to swim and the bird to fly. You are if you know properly. And how do you nurture? If you are not nurturing, you cannot delegate. And if you can't delegate, then you will not save time. You are always like say on the work, and you are always busy. So it is huge wastage of your time. So uh, allocate some time to train your second and third rank, and those people you need to know how what are their strengths, right? And beginner to master and star and beyond. So this is how you can climb the ladder, right? Get more by regular self evaluations. Tracking actually always improves your achievement and your performance. And acknowledge contribution. Whoever is doing something, even if they are doing imperfectly, applaud them. That creates that encourages them to a great extent. Then creative diversion direction with this is joypreneurship. You need to learn a skill, right? Establishing authority with joy. So if you learn something, like I am learning the digital marketing side and being a digital coach, online coaching. Likewise, if you identify one skill which you enjoy, right? If you do that, and that is a creative diversion. So it will, like say, give you some respite about everyday office and life, office and life. It is not like that, but you are creating a creative diversion for yourself, wherein you uh, energy, you take energy from that for facing the world more and more, right? Then investing in a new skill, monetizing this skill, teach while learning. So if you can do this, how to do this, and what skill would you like to learn to do this? Then this is what can be done. So the entire thing is growing inner strength, building credibility, being resilient, implant influence, anticipating and preparing for change, and this will be influencing with resourcefulness. So how do you actually do that? So for the second level, I have created the practice ebooks. How you can do that? This is like say the grand you. It is about self-image, creating. How do you think about yourself? So here 9 illustrative practice handbooks are there. There will be a lot of images with which you can connect, less of text, and this will create a legacy document after you practice all the 9. There are 9 handbooks, small ones, but those will be very, very useful for you. Second is, this is the dream tracker. I've just shown you my dream tracker. It is created till March 28th, 2028, right? So I'm not saying things will happen in the exact manner, but they will ultimately happen. So at 2028 March, I'll achieve my goal. I don't say it will happen in this manner, but creating the dream tracker will give you the track with which you'll follow your dream. That is your track. Things will may happen or may not happen this way, but this will give you the path, right? Have you started in the dark in a rainy night? If you have started from your place, you have to go say 10 kilometers from somewhere, and it is pitch dark. So you started with your headlight on. So the next 500 meters is visible. Next 600 meters is not visible. But once you cross these 500, the first 100 meters, the next 100 meters is visible, and so on and so forth. So the path will be visible once you start walking. So taking the first step. Then warrior avatar version jump. As I told you, it will be your version 10, which will achieve your audacious goals. So how you will measure that gradual progress? There are 5 types of books here, which are very, very easy, as I said. So this is your warrior avatar practice books. Next is having an edge, creative advantage. How you will have this creative advantage? 5 strengths, outline books, your strengths, right? Relooking self. So you will have another your way of looking at your self. Then credibility. 6 enforcing habits practice book. Crafting dependability. So everybody will think you as a dependable person. But what is the practice you need to do? So these are there are 6 enforcing habits. Books are there. Workbook. These are workbooks, right? So you become your esteemed highness, right? Then is mindset at curative excellence. So 6 traits inculcation practice books. Standing out. How do you stand out in a crowd? These everything we do, but systematically we will do in these practice sessions. Then climb the ladder. Consistent. Your 5 key result areas. You have to focus on your key result areas, and that will allow you to grow up the ladder. There are 6 books on. Then journaling. As I said, everything you need to reflect, observe, rectify, and tweak. All those things require journaling. Unless you journal, you'll forget tomorrow whatever you have done today. So if you journal, there is a um, you will remember things. Why you did certain things, you will remember. When you remember, you will take better decisions. So these are the 10 action areas, 10 practice books are there, step by step. So you can do, and you become a personality unprecedented, right? Then daily wins. As I said, you have to create victories every day, growing beyond. 4 improvement daily action books are there, creating opportunities for yourself. Once you start journaling, this creates actually miracles. Then deep learning, the book is yet to be designed. Here, 3 practice books are there for tracking your mindset. Here, the mindset reset is happening. Every day, your mind is taking some negative, some positive. So you have to be very sure that you are on the positive track. Immediately switching on to the positivity the moment your mind is going negative. That is the trick. Sensibility, 3 books for instant action. This is about decision making. Wellness, 3 books for self acceptance. Do you know that unless you love yourself, you are not going to work on yourself? If you are not going to work on yourself, then you are not going to have this wellness. Emotional wellness will not be there. Your mind is the most, right? It is the engine of your life. So your mind, if it is not working at optimum or the maximum level, then you are not going to do good. So accept, self acceptance. Many times you will not like what you have done, but rectify those and accept yourself, right? Upgraph. There are three practice books here. Choose a new skill and create your development improvement graph as an entrepreneur. Right. So these there will be three books, practice books here. Then initiation, the starting today. How it is three hero story books. Abyss to summit. So you what you can do is here is some visualization you can do. How much you will climb, what I have, my vision, as I told you, no, it is impacting 1 billion lives in 139 countries. So that is a hero story. But right now, I have already impacted 1 crore. But every day, am I impacting some lives? So what I am doing to impacting lives? So you cannot keep count of how many lives you have impacted every day, but what do you do so that lives will definitely be impacted? That is what you need to capture, right? So this is a abyss to summit story. So at any given moment, you will know that you are on track. B zone, as I said, that has been my learning. Be in the B zone. This is like say uh, taking energy from within. The energy source is within. So there are three handbooks for pinpointing crafts and competencies. With each day passing, we develop a little more competency about around our strength. So unless we write down how our insights has increased, we will miss those. We'll have, of course, those things will be visible. But if you have, then at the moment of negativity, it will show you. So, in spite, like say, rather than somebody telling you that you have done this, your journal will tell that you have done so much, right? Flat out fantastic. Two handbooks are here for the next right action. Despair to hope, right? If you, despite everything, the mind goes to negative thing sometimes or other. So, how do you handle that? Right? So what you can do is there are two handbooks. Focus on the next right action. It should not be negative. Then it always creates a hopeful situation. Some optimism it will definitely create. And if you take this habit into the next level, then you will become flat out fantastic. No stopping you. You become unstoppable. Then crucial crisis, three handbooks for victory instances. What is the like victory? It is overcoming the crisis. So any change is a chance for you. Right? Then the five M's. It is the five mental musing books, self reflection. Right? There are five practice books, anything. It is intrigue inside. You get intrigued, you have some questions and you answer them. Whether those are positive or negative, time will say, but write down, you can record those. And once you record, then you will have those um, new moments where you can rediscover yourself. Then attuned, uh, tuning into leadership, figuring out leadership. So when you feel like say very negative or very deprived, again how to come back to positivity. That is what tuning in. You are tuning in back to your creative streak. Then self assessment. It is about how you will become an inspiring leader. So there are three practice books, three areas, whichever is applicable to you can take, right? Strategic mentoring, three practice books are there for mentoring. Mentoring and get mentored. Mentoring is never one way track. You are not always mentoring other people, you also get mentored. That is how you will always be learning and teaching. That is how you learn the most. Then spontaneity, it is about killing lethargy. More, these are the main reason why procrastination happens. So three practice books. What happens is you invest your time, if even if you are not feeling like taking action, you do something for the team. That way you will do something good for your team members. They will be extremely thankful to you, and that is how you will kill lethargy. Then pull your own strings, a practice book. Here is one practice book only. If you are thinking that circumstances have been very negative for you, then take responsibility. How you can turn this thing around, that is what pulling your own strings. Attitude shift, a practice book to reject suffering. Turn towards light, right? Body capacity, a practice book to maximize health, work life balance. Expectation aligned, a practice book to think, one practice book is there, to think beyond mediocrity, own one skill, right? If you have multiple skills and or you don't have any skills, you think that you are just mediocre. You know, the other day I was looking at watching one small reel, and it was about the question, who um, who is the, like, say, what do you think, who is the tallest animal? It is giraffe. Who is the hefty animal? It is elephant. Who is the most wise animal? It is fox. So but the king is lion, who doesn't have any of these things. So what does the king lion has? He has courage. He faces any risk that comes up. That is how he is the leader. So we cannot say he is mediocre. If you have courage to face, recognize, accept yourself, then have that one skill. As I said, always I have found two skills in everybody. So just invest in yourself and see what that skill is. Even if it is nothing, like say it is 10% and people will say it is not. One of my friend, in this coaching business, she was saying that she has started stitching a blouse. What will you think about that? Stitching a blouse and a coach? But what about the blouse? When I started, no, I started thinking about wearing a sari to most of the meetings and other things. What happens is, I saw that I don't have office wear attire, right? For a sari that is required. So this is a requirement. It is not available. People have become either very fashionable, or they are not wearing the traditional wears, and it looks very good for all the. So this example I am giving, that people will think that stitching a blouse is nothing, right? But that is where your mindset, giving, creating opportunities for so many comes. And even if you do a very small thing, it will be, if it is impacting lot of lives in some way or other, it is something extraordinary. So if you can recognize that one skill, So here is the practice book which will give you that insight, right? Oh, Phoenix, it is a learning book for overcoming your sensitivity. Most of the time, we are so emotional because people, we didn't don't expect people to be so cut, so negative towards us, but it happens, right? We get to listen to such a thing. But as I'm saying, if you listen to those things and take it inside your mind, then it will kill a lot of your time. So, how to develop that thick skin, that emotional responsiveness, how you will, whatever you are, right? You are not going to change for somebody else. If you want to change for yourself, you don't accept yourself, that is fine. You do change. And while you are changing, no need to be touchy about what the other person said. The other person said, that day, just last week, I had written a story and I was discussing about so many failures of mine. And at the end, there was an aha moment, but it was not very explicit. But I was just a little steps, a few steps away from a great achievement. That is what I had written. But that person didn't know that it was close to an achievement. So he said, your lines were very stereotyped. What was the aha moment? So I knew he didn't understand. So people, when you are writing, don't expect everybody to understand everything that you have written. How many how many people understand Ravindranath Tagore, Leo Tolstoy, and other people? Classic situations will not be understood by many people, so don't bother. Anything that you have understood and created for your own growth, that is enough for you, na? Right? So here is a practice book for that also. Inner Jam. Three books are there. One on how to treat people with equality, how to include people in whatever you are doing, and creating empathy. This is a leadership posture. There are three practice books here. Anything you are lacking, you can take that book, practice book, right? Different decision. As I said, decision making has to be a constant process in your life. Unless you take quick decisions about everything, a positive quick decision, you will lose your focus, process focus, right? And ultimately, you will not be able to take decisions. So be aware of that, and that that decision making you need to do, right? Then I think this is the last thing about the practice books. More practice books will create. Like say there is one on email etiquette and other things. And people are demanding every day about creating practice books for everything. The other day, one of my client was saying that procrastination workbooks should be there. So yesterday I created one how to beat procrastination thing. So the yardstick is there are three practice books here about natural creativity. How you will get the hint from the environment. Anything. Like say I get so many things because you are focused now. You are sensitive to your environment, to your existence. You are grateful for your existence. You are happy about the universe. You are happy about so many blessings in your life. So those are the yardsticks with which you need to count yourself, manage yourself, and discern the blessings, right? So there are three practice books so that you can do so for yourself. So here are the complete offer stack. So the main course along with the bonuses, these are valued at 59,994 plus The 30 odd practice books that I told you, these are practice subjects. There were many practice books inside, right? More than 100 practice books are there. Each of those are priced at $47, which means it is like say at least. So if we take 30 also, 30 subjects, then it becomes like 1,11,000. So 59,000 of the main course book and 1,11,000 for the practice books. These practice books actually I wanted to give in level 2, but again I saw that these will be very much required for the level 1 students. So I created these practice books for this level. This my initial community members also. It is I call them as Spark level, and the second is uh, glitter glitter level. So for the glitter level, no, no. The first is spark, the second is radiance, and third is glitter, right? So radiance level, I had created these practice books, but now I am no, offering them in the spark level itself, so that my students will get maximum benefit out of it. So I welcome you all to take a decision right now. If you within 7 days you take this, then this will become only 5,999. So if you are looking at this, if you are watching this, right, then you can get this at 5,999 only. Along with this, I'll have a weekly class on um, Sunday. We will have webinar, so I can have a weekly class maybe Sunday morning. So whenever you decide that weekly class we can have. We can have also Saturday evening when we have this internal inner circle call, when everybody from the Facebook group and everybody will come and we can discuss about what are the questions you have and what needs to get resolved. Right? You can also write to me. So these are the offer price. So I'll wait for 7 days within which I'll give this price, right? Next time this price is going to increase, right? So yes, this is clarity. And every week I create at least 2 videos about um, whatever problems you have, right? I still no simplify those things for you. All those things will get added to this. I have a free YouTube channel also. I add those videos into that, and that is for free. So everything this is worth 1,79,000, and plus a free resource in my YouTube channel and a podcast also. And you can go to my website. Everything is for free. So many resources, and whatever you need, you can ask me, and I can help you with just taking that one. But the entire bundle is you need to take, right? It is at 5,999. So any question you ask, you can ask, you can go through this, and you can ask me those questions. So this is all that I have today for the offering, and I'll be waiting for your reward. And as I said, within 7 days, this will be the webinar price at 5,999 only. Thank you for watching.